Welcome back to the Healthy Skin Show. I'm Takashi, your healthy skin coach, helping you get clear skin and preaching to the world why food is the ultimate medicine. Today, I'm going to talk about why you shouldn't use common products like Cetaphil on your face or on your skin. But first, I'm going to plug my website, thehealthyskincoach.com. If you need help with your skin, nutrition, or inflammation, book a free appointment with me, and I will show you why food is the ultimate medicine. So let's get right into it. You have to look at the ingredients in the product you use on your skin, as well as the things you put in your mouth. Most people buy it because they have really great marketing, and I'll give it to them. They spend millions of dollars a year to market and advertise to you that their product is the best. Well, let's take a look at the ingredients. Cetaphil contains the following ingredients: water, which is good, cetyl alcohol, propylene glycol, sodium lauryl sulfate, which is a known irritant, stearyl alcohol, methylparaben, which is a known irritant, propylparaben, and butylparaben. And parabens are well-known irritants. So you have to ask yourself, do I want these synthetic ingredients to be absorbed into my skin and potentially end up in my bloodstream and cause damage that might not be evident on the skin? But for people with sensitive skin, it's actually very damaging. For me, I have very sensitive skin, and I noticed that using common products like Cetaphil with these synthetic ingredients was making my skin worse and worse and worse. And you don't realize that until it's too late. Most people just read the Gentle Skin Cleanser and they're like, oh, let's just glob it on my face and on my skin. But then they never look at the ingredients, but they just trust in these synthetic ingredients. Well, here's a graphic that might change your mind. So it says toxins in your skincare. The average woman wears 515 chemicals a day from personal hygiene and cosmetic products. These chemicals are absorbed into your bloodstream within 26 seconds. Now, I tried to find the actual research studies showing the absorption rate of 26 seconds, and I couldn't find one. But that doesn't mean that dermal absorption is not happening. Logically, you have to realize that what you put on your skin eventually gets into your pores and can end up in the bloodstream. So you have to be smart about what you put on your skin. It goes on to say the US does not regulate the cosmetic industry. The European Union has banned over 1,200 different chemicals from personal care products. The United States has banned around 10. And they go on to describe ingredients that have been found to be harmful, including parabens, which are in Cetaphil cleanser. Parabens are used as preservatives, and they've been linked to things like breast cancer and hormone imbalance. Artificial fragrances like phthalates are in a lot of personal care products, and they are linked to hormone disruption, birth defects, and even cancer. And people like to use Vaseline on their skin and on their lips. Well, it's got petroleum in it. Well, personally, I like to use coconut oil instead of petroleum just because it's a more natural ingredient than a refined synthetic ingredient like petroleum. And this comes from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention website titled Skin Exposures and Effects. And they go on to explain dermal absorption, which is the transport of a chemical from the outer surface of the skin, both into the skin and into the body. Studies show that absorption of chemicals through skin can occur without being noticed, and in some cases may represent the most significant exposure pathway. Many commonly used chemicals could potentially result in systemic toxicity if they penetrate through the skin. And they talk about pesticides and organic solvents, but this also applies to skincare products as well. These chemicals enter the bloodstream and cause health problems away from the site of entry. The rate of dermal absorption depends largely on the outer layer of the skin called the stratum corneum. The stratum corneum serves an important barrier function by keeping molecules from passing into and out of the skin, thus protecting the lower layers of the skin. The extent of the absorption is dependent on the following factors: skin integrity, if it's damaged or intact; the location of the exposure, if it's thick or thin; and physical and chemical properties of the hazardous substance. Now, skincare products might not be as hazardous as pesticides, but you still have to pay attention to the synthetic ingredients and how they can affect your overall skin quality in the long term. Other factors include the concentration of the chemical on the skin surface, duration of exposure, and the surface area of skin exposed to hazardous substance. And then they go on to show 3 graphics: the intercellular lipid pathway, the transcellular permeation, and through the appendages. In figure 1, there are spaces between corneal sites in the stratum corneum that are filled with substances such as fats, oils, and waxes known as lipids. Some chemicals can penetrate these lipids through diffusion. And then figure 2 shows that some chemicals can be absorbed into and through the skin through permeation, where molecules diffuse directly through the corneal sites. And then figure 3 shows that certain skin appendages like hair follicles and glands can also absorb chemicals. So my message is mainly for people with sensitive skin like me. After years of putting on synthetic ingredients and steroid creams, my skin has just become so sensitive and so thin, and it can easily get irritated, which prolongs the healing process. And I want to prevent this from happening to you. So you have to be aware of the ingredients you put on your skin and make sure that if it absorbs into your bloodstream, that it's a safer, more natural ingredient. So going back to the Cetaphil cleanser, one of the ingredients is sodium lauryl sulfate, which is a very well-known irritant, and it's in pretty much every body wash and cleanser and shampoo and hand washes out there. It dries out the skin and kills off the healthy bacteria in the skin necessary to fight off harmful pathogens and bad bacteria. Sodium lauryl sulfate strips the skin of its natural oils, which can cause dry skin, irritation, and reactions. Inflammatory skin reactions include itchy skin and scalp, eczema and dermatitis, and psoriasis. Continuous use can trigger a reaction as sodium lauryl sulfate can penetrate the skin, making it more vulnerable to the absorption of foreign irritants. So sodium lauryl sulfate gives the product the foamy, bubbly consistency. But these foaming products on your face can cause the skin to become oilier, as it has to overcompensate for the loss of natural skin oils that have been harshly stripped away. So next time you put something on your skin, look at the ingredients and see if it has sodium lauryl sulfate. If it does, I would highly recommend you avoid using it. Even though you might not visually see the damage, your skin is being damaged. And here's a graphic of the top 10 toxic ingredients in shampoos and conditioners. I just talked about sodium lauryl sulfate and parabens that are in Cetaphil cleanser, but there's also potassium sorbate, phenoxyethanol, dimethicone, cordonium 15, polyethylene glycol, polysorbate 20, triclosan, and fragrances. So if your skin is irritated, make sure you look at the ingredients and see if these toxic ingredients are included. So I've stopped using synthetic ingredients on my skin altogether. And what I use for my skin is on my website, thehealthyskincoach.com, and it's this 100% pure almond oil that enhances the skin microbiome because it matches the natural protective barrier on your skin called the acid mantle. Almond oil has a pH of 4.5 to 5.5, and guess what? Your skin barrier has a pH of 4.5 to 5.5. So I use this as my face wash, body wash, shampoo, and moisturizer, all in one. And if you want to support my channel, you can buy some on my website. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching. Please stay safe, please stay inside, and please stay healthy. As always, Taco is out.